Girls in Science is in its 7th year, and this year it's connecting more kids to women in STEAM careers with online clubhouses and virtual chats. So joining us now is one of Ping's mentors, Remy Lyle. Thank you for being with us, Remy. We're excited to talk to you about what you do and what your focus is on cybersecurity and protecting identities. So tell us how you're helping kids learn that.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. We're so excited at Ping to do this with CBS and the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And so for this year, we're really excited because we have had to think out of the box of how we're going to explain digital identity and cybersecurity to these young ladies and gents. But every year we try to take inspiration from what is forefront of cybersecurity and digital identity. And this year it just happens to be, identity verification. So we designed our whole clubhouse around that and our online activity around that. And we're really excited to share that with the young ladies and gents of tomorrow. So
I love that. And you just mentioned it. So these are the clubhouses, these virtual conversations that we're having. What's the most important thing that you want kids to take away?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's so many things that we can impart to the young minds of tomorrow, but really I want to get them excited. And I think this is the most important thing. So giving them a taste of what a day in the life is like for myself and my other female mentors that are, hosting this event with us. That's really what we want the kids to feel. And we're trying to do that this year by designing a whole activity around the concept of identity verification. So the notion is that, as we live in these times where, face-to-face interactions are limited, how do we prove that somebody is really who they say they are? And so we try to design activities where the kids would learn when it's important to prove that, I really am Remy Lyle and when I'm not. It's interesting because taking that concept, which might be a little bit advanced for their age, and figuring out a way to make it relatable to them, and also in a virtual format has definitely been challenging, but it's also been really fun to think outside of the box for that. So
we've all had to think outside the box in this virtual world we've kind of been really immersed in this last year. So
yeah.
You're a software engineer, Remy. Tell us, what do you enjoy most about working in that field?
Yeah, so I would say I most enjoy, breaking the barriers for the other ladies that are coming on, right? It's not a very male-dominated industry, and to be one of the hopefully more females that are coming on and inspiring the next generation of female engineers, that's really very exciting. But I think bringing that female perspective and bringing a different set of skills, a different viewpoint, and being surrounded by kind of the stereotypical male engineers, and showing that ladies can do this too, and why not? So
absolutely. I love that. Why not? Do you have any specific advice, Remy, for young women, young girls who want a career in STEAM, or how to go about getting a career in STEAM?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would say the advice that I would give is, first of all, don't be afraid. I think the thing that we have to fight the most is the vision of what a career in STEAM means and who that person is, right? So especially, for example, I'm in cybersecurity, I'm a computer engineer. So I think, the stereotypical vision of, the dude living in the basement kind of comes to mind, right? And the reality is, I'm a wife and a mother of 2. I love yoga. I have a lot of friends, and that this is the type of personalities that come and can have a career in engineering and in computer science, and so my advice is don't be afraid, blaze the trail, take the road less traveled by, and just be courageous. So
I love that advice. I think that's sound advice no matter what type of career you're after. Just really, before we go and before we let you get back to work, is there anything else you would like, girls to know, or just anyone to know about what you do and who you are and why this is so important?
when I was a young child, I had a lot of mentors that really encouraged me to pursue the career that I was pursuing, right? I remember being as young as 11 years old and having to take a, computer programming class. And, just everybody around me, from my teachers to my parents to my siblings, and, they didn't shut the dream down, right? They didn't say, oh, that's so silly of you as a young girl to think about a career in cybersecurity, or, watching like hacker movies and thinking that like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool, right? And so I think that's really important. I think it's really important to, encourage, dreams, however silly they may be. So, as another example, right, I talk about being a mom, and my daughter, she talks about how when she wants to grow up, she's 3, by the way, she talks about being a long necked dinosaur, when she grows up. And to me, I said, yeah, absolutely. Right. Like I can't shut that dream down. And so I think it's important that no matter what your aspirations are, no matter how silly they might seem, I think it's important for all of us adults to encourage and inspire, the next generation, and to tell them that, yeah, why not? So
why not? I love that. Remy Lyle, thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Of course. Well, you can find more information on this year's Girls in Science virtual event. Just head to cbsdenver.com.